Check. Peace and love, everybody. All right, so I'm going to do this reading. Oh my God, I'm so used to doing readings. Today's lecture is on magnetic relationships versus toxic relationships. I'm going to also speak a little bit about soul ties, and all that other stuff. So, how you doing? All right. First things first. What is a soul tie? A soul tie is an energetic bond formed between two people. Those two people usually have an emotional intimacy. Okay. Either trauma bonding, sexual connection, shared vulnerability, spiritual experiences, long-term attachments. It's not just like someone, it's when your nervous system energy and subconscious patterns get intertwined with someone else's. In psychology's terms, it overlaps with attachment styles, trauma bonding, and dopamine addiction cycles. In the spiritual language, it feels like I can't shake them. I feel them energetically. We are connected no matter what. But no soul ties are healthy. Why do we attract bad people? We attract people from familiar energy, unhealed mirrors, what our nervous system recognizes, what we subconsciously believe we deserve. So familiar feels like chemistry. So if chaos, inconsistency, or emotional unpredictability was familiar growing up, your body can mistake it for passion. Calm energy can feel boring, and drama can feel magnetic. That's not destiny, that's conditioning. Sorry, give me a second. Trauma bonds feel intense. When someone gives, loves, withdrawals, your brain releases dopamine during the heights and cortisols during the lows. That cycle becomes addictive. Intensity equals compatibility. We attract at the level of self worth. If deep down you are still healing, abandonment issues, worthiness wounds, validation needs, fear of being alone, you may unconsciously tolerate behavior that your healed self would never accept. Unfinished lessons repeats. Sometimes we attract similar people until we choose differently, walk away sooner, stop romanticizing potential, break the pattern. The lesson repeats until the standard rises. The lessons repeat when the standard rises. What soul ties really teaches us? Soul ties aren't punishment, they are mirrors. They reveal where we overgive, where we ignore red flags, where we abandon ourselves, where we still need integration. Some connections come to awaken, some come to wound, some come to teach sovereignty. Not every tie is meant to stay. Some grounded steps if you feel like you are in a very unhealthy soul tie. No contact, stop replaying memories, reclaim your narratives, heal the wounded that bonded you, strengthen your boundaries, work on your nervous system regulations. If you're very spiritual, cord cutting, journaling, and realizing that forgiveness without reconciliation is okay. So let's talk about a little bit about karmic connections, and then we're going to talk about good connections. Okay, karmic connections instantly feels like instant chemistry, a magnetic pull, obsessive thinking, highs and lows, and a lot of it comes from I can't let them go energy. But what they actually are is karmic connections are lessons wrapped in attraction. So even if that a person that you attracted comes with abandonment wounds, attachment trauma, validation cravings, ego battles, control dynamics, it feels faded, it feels intense, it feels like this must mean something. It does mean something, but not what we think. There's a wound here asking to be healed. Signs, it's karmic. You feel anxious more than peaceful. You're trying to earn love. You're ignoring red flags. You keep breaking up and then reconnecting. Your nervous system feels on edge. The connection changes who you are and not in a grounding way. Karmic teaches through friction. It shows you what you still tolerate. It is growth through the contrast. Now, let's talk about divine connections. Divine connections feel calm, it feels safe, it feels clear, it feels consistent, it feels mutual. There's no guessing games. Divine connections don't spike your anxiety, they regulate your nervous system. They don't feel obsessive, they feel stable. Signs that you are in a divine connection, you feel more like yourself. You don't have to perform, boundaries are respected, conflicts are resolved without chaos. You grow without fear. There's emotional safety. Divine love teaches through expansion, not survival. I'll say it again. Divine love teaches through expansion, not survival. Boundaries, self worth, confidence in intimate relationships is very important. When you're in that phase, karmic patterns often shows up because your nervous system is detoxing from chaos. Peace will feel unfamiliar at first, sometimes even boring. That's the recalibration phase. The big truth is karmic connections are not punishments, they're initiations. They are the bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. The in divine connections arrive when you no longer chase, you don't abandon yourself, you're comfortable with walking away, and you choose peace over potential. So, on a parallel to this lecture, I would also just emphasize the importance of taking the time to really see where you're at in your journey and be able to reflect on how can you be the best version of yourself 100%. What does that mean to be the best version of yourself 100%? Okay, hold on. me a second. Being the best version of yourself means you act in alignment with your values. You don't abandon you're abandoning yourself to keep someone. You regulate your emotions instead of reacting from wounds. You choose long-term peace over short-term validation. You take responsibility for your healing. Be self-aware of your triggers, your attachment patterns, your weaknesses, your strengths. You don't blame everyone else for your pain, but you also don't blame yourself for everything. Being emotionally regulated. You still feel deeply, but you don't let feelings run your life. You pause, you breathe, you respond, not react. Boundaries. Over explaining, over giving, over tolerating, over chasing. You let people meet you or miss you. That's it. At peace with being alone. This is big. The best version of you doesn't settle out of fear, doesn't need chaos to feel alive, doesn't stay where you know you don't feel valued. You choose solitude over respect. Consistent with yourself. Your words match your actions, your standards match your behavior, your healing matches your choices. That's your integrity. Okay? There's no mistakes. All right? There's no mistakes of what's going on and how things are. All right, it's very important for us to make this shift, and the real shift is knowing that you can walk away, knowing that you don't have to chase, knowing that you are whole already, knowing that you are valuable, and that's not up for no negotiation. Okay, and my last give me a second. I want to just talk about one more thing, signs that you are stepping into your higher self. Chaos with chemistry is a no. Anxiety with love is a no. Attention with validation is a no. You actually get turned off by drama. Your nervous system starts craving stability. That's maturity. You feel discomfort, but you don't run. Growth feels uncomfortable when you're stepping into your higher self. You feel triggered, but your self reflects. You feel afraid, but you move anyway. You feel lonely, but you don't settle. You stop escaping growth. This is this part right here, feeling the discomfort but not running is so imperative to growth because it we can't run anymore. And when you keep on running and you feel like you're going to be safe with someone else, you're that's codependency. So spirit right now is really asking for us to understand that you are growing and you can't escape that. Your boundaries get stronger and quieter. You stop announcing your standards. You stop explaining yourself repeatedly, arguing to be understood. You stop that. You simply remove access. That's sovereignty. When you remove access, that is your sovereignty. You start to realize that you're leveling up when you notice old patterns about yourself and you interrupt them. The highest self isn't someone who never gets tempted. It's someone who pauses and says, ah, that's an old version of me, and then chooses differently. That's a pause of power. You care less about being liked, being respected, being aligned, and being authentic is what you care more about. You rather be misunderstood than be misaligned. That's true self trust activating. You stop romanticizing potential. You see people for who they are, not who they could be, not who you hope them to be, not who they were in the beginning. Clarity replaces fantasy. Your circle gets smaller. When you elevate, some friendships fade, some connections falls off, some dynamics feels heavy. It's not loneliness, it's refinement. Ask yourself, is this aligned with my future? Does this move me forward? Is this a distraction or destiny? Don't do that. The last one I would like to say is taking accountability without self hatred. Being able to say, I chose that, I ignored that, I tolerated that without shaming yourself. That's integration. The highest self is imperfect. You're disciplined, you're aware, you're selective, emotionally regulated, not chasing, not choosing. And in fact, you're asking these questions. Tell me you are already transitioning. If you watch this to the end, you already know that you're being in alignment and everything is going to work out for you. But you first have to realize what is a magnetic relationship and what is a toxic relationship, and when we just have to remove ourselves from that. So you guys watch this to the end, please put 777. Please share with a friend. Please don't get this